Okay, we're going to go ahead and do some homework exercises from section 12.2, which is measures of central tendency. All right, let's look at the first problem. The summation, this Greek symbol sigma stands for summation over the number of data items n. So it says the sum of all the data items divided by the number of data items is the measure of central tendency called the what? So when you add up all the scores, like if you had 70, 76, and then 84, if you add 70 plus 76 plus 84 divided by the number of scores 3, whatever it is, that's called your mean. So when you add up all the scores, divide by the number of scores, that's called the mean. Okay? So that's how we'll do it. We'll do some of these in a minute. So that's the mean. Okay. The measure of central tendency, that is a data item in the middle of the ranked or ordered, is called the median. So like if you had data items that are, you have to put them in order, and the middle one or the middle two would be the median. So like if you had 70, 68, and 84, you'd put them in order 68, 70, and 84, and then the one in the middle would be called the median. Again, we'll go ahead and show you there's a different formula when there's an even number, but right now we're just getting the definitions down. So this is the median. Okay. Question number 3, the data value that occurs most often. So if one data value occurs more than once, or the most often, then that is called the mode. Okay? So for example, if you have a data item such as 70, 68, 84, 68, 90, the mode would be 68 because it occurs twice. The data that occurs the most often is called the mode. All right, very good. And finally, the central tendency that is found by adding the lowest and the highest value. First get the answer, then divide by 2, is called the mid-range. Now be careful, and the mid-range, again, we'll do some of these. If they're not in order, like if you have 75, 68, 90, and 88, remember it is the lowest and the highest, so you have to find it. So it'd be 68 plus 90, which would be 158, and then you would divide by 2, which I guess would be something like 79, okay? But anyway, we'll do it. So just make sure you definitely get the highest and the lowest, and then go ahead and divide by 2 if you need to find the mid-range. Okay, now we're going to actually do some of the problems, okay? So find the mean for the following group of data items. Now notice, you can use your list feature and the calculator, very similar to what you were doing in section 11.8. Now, again, the mean is, you can just add them all up, but it's easier to use the list feature. Like in this case, you do 87 plus 84. First, I'll just add them all up, and then we'll do the list the way we do it with the list. 86 plus 79 plus 84 plus 90, and there's all our values. There are 6 numbers, right? So we're going to take that value, divide by 6, and get 85. Notice it came out to be a whole number, so we don't have to worry about rounding the decimals. Okay, now, what I strongly encourage you to do is, so you can see all the values and it's easier to see, and you'll save time when we do it with when there's a frequency distribution, is put them in your list features. So go to Stat, and we're going to edit. So go to Edit. It's already highlighted. If there's any values in L2, clear them out. So highlight L2, then use your arrow keys. Highlight L1, and then hit clear, and then hit enter. Don't hit delete, and it wipes out all the values. Now again, so what do we do to get here? We went to Stat. We got this. We got edits already highlighted, so just hit enter, and there's our values. Now go ahead and put in the values in L1. 87, and you hit enter after each value. And then the second value is 84. The next value is 86. The next value is 79. The fifth value is 84. The sixth value is 90. And now put them in L1. And there it says there's a seventh value. There's not a seventh value, so we know we got them all in. Okay, once you got the values in L1, then go back to your stat key, the same key you hit before, but now go over to calculations. So use your right arrow key, hit calculations. We're always going to do one variable for these problems. So it's always one variable. It's always highlighted, so you can just hit enter. Okay, and actually let me clear out the screen so we're not confused. So we go ahead and hit stat, over to calculations, right arrow to calculations, hit enter. And again, the list is in L1. There's no frequencies. So if you have a newer calculator, leave the frequencies or the second line blank and then go to calculate. And there's our correct answer, which is an 85. X bar is the mean. I'm sorry. X bar is the first value, which is what we got when we just added them and divided by 6. Okay? So that takes care of problem number 5. Now, let's go to problem number 6. This is where you're going to save time with the calculator, because if you have to do it by pencil and paper, you have each score and you have to multiply by its frequency, because you have a score of 1 3 times. So you either have to do 1 times 3 is 3. Then you have a 2 3 times. So 2 times 3 is 6. You have to go all the way across and then divide by the number of scores, which would be adding up your frequencies. This problem is going to be a lot easier using the list on the calculator, because we can go ahead and put in the scores in L1 and the frequencies in L2, and it'll automatically do the multiplications. Okay? So let me show you how you can do this a lot faster using your calculator. So you can go again, you can go ahead and go to the stat key, edit, okay. And again, we got different values, so we're going to clear out L1. The scores go in L1, so we got 1 through 8. So hit score, number 1 is 1, score number, then a 2, then a 3, enter, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, the frequencies go in L2. So again, you got to have the correct frequencies. So for 1, the frequency is 3. For 2, the frequency is 3. For 3, frequency of 6. For the value 4, frequency of 3. For the value 5, a frequency of 4. Then 6 has a frequency of 1. 7 has a frequency of 2. And 8 has a frequency of 3. All right, once you have your values in L1, your frequencies in L2, you can go back to stat, and now we're ready to do a calculation. So use your right arrow key. A calculation, again, we only got scores from a quiz or something, so it's one variable. The frequencies are not another variable, just a number of times. So always stay with one variable, stats. It's already highlighted. Hit enter. Now this time, since there are frequencies, I need to do L1, comma, L2, second number 2. If you have a newer version of the 84, then you do L1 for your list, L2 for your frequencies, and then go to calculate. I use L1, comma, L2, and then I hit enter. And again, to 3 decimal places, there's only 2 decimal places, so you can just put 4.12. You can put a 0 if you want. Since it's a 0, you don't have to put in the 0, and you get your answer. Okay? So very good. All right? Now, for the median. Again, the calculator will make this a lot easier. What you can do is you can put the values into the calculator in a list, It'll automatically find the median. You don't have to put them in order. So for example, on this one, notice it says find the median. So be careful. So you go to Stat Edit. We don't have frequencies, so we're going to clear out L2, and we're going to clear out L1 because we have different values, and we're going to put in our values in L1 one at a time. So 33, enter, 50, comma, and then a 46, third value. The fifth value is 25. The fourth value is 25. The fifth value is 30. The sixth value is 37. Now, we don't have any frequencies, so we don't have to put anything in L2. Now, what we can do is we can go to Stat. Now we need to do the calculations. It's always one variable. In this case, I only have raw data, so it's only L1. For your calculator, you're going to do L1 for the list, leave the frequencies blank, the second line blank, and then go to calculate and hit enter. I'm going to hit enter. Now, what you do is, remember, it's the median. You scroll down about 2 or 3 times, and the median MED is 35, okay? So what you can do, so MED is the median. Remember, if you go backwards, the median is X bar. That's the first value, but the median is MED 35, and we put that in, and we get the right answer. Now again, this one's not too difficult to do by pencil and paper because it's raw data. If we did it by pencil and paper, we have to put them in order, right? So 25 is first. That's the smallest. Then we have a 30. Then we have a 33. And then a 37. Okay, and then a 46 and a 50, right? So now what? The middle ones, people cross out the extremes. We have the 2 middle values because it's even, right? So the rule is you add up to 2 middle scores. 33 plus 37 is 70, and then you divide it by 2, and you get 70 divided by 2 is 35, and that's our value we got using the calculator. Again, I would encourage you to use the calculator because you didn't have to put them in order. With the calculator, we could just put them into the list, unordered, and it still gave us the correct median. Okay? Very good. So remember, when we went to Stat, and we just went to Stat, Edit, Stat, Edit, and we didn't have to put them in order. Okay, that takes care of this session. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Thank you.